Launches down the middle. Hill. Open. Caught. And they get it. Kansas City. The big play.
Starting to get warmer on the field, and the players are starting to feel it.
Starting to get warmer up here.
It sure is.
Vinatieri. Kick goes to Desmond Howard at the 1. Desmond Howard is off. You better turn it on or he's gone. Desmond Howard all the way into the Patriot end zone. As soon as they get back in it, Green Bay takes it away. 99 yards.
Lynch in the backfield. Russell looks, throws inside. Oh my God! It's picked off at the goal line. It's picked off by God Butler. Intended for Lockett at the goal line. Oh my word! With 20 seconds left.
Washington outside left. Roethlisberger has time. Throws to the back of the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown by Holmes.
Unbelievable.
Incredible.
This would be from 48 yards out.
And this has been a year about Vinatieri and making some great kicks against the Raiders. Two of the greatest kicks that I've ever seen in my life.
Here comes one of greater importance if he makes it. And it's right down the pipe.
Then he pivots, fakes, chucks the big bomb halfway down the field to our hopefully still wide open tailback. I call it the annexation of Puerto Rico.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to APR, the annexation of Puerto Rico. I'm your host, Jordan. Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Lats. Joined as always with my man Raider Eddie, and we are also being joined by two very special guests tonight. Obviously, we're bringing Ben back to the fold after to recap the first round, and we also got my man Ervin in the building. The USC baby, fight on. That's what I'm talking about. Nah, Ervin is one of the most knowledgeable college football guys I know. He's very tapped in, especially to the recruiting scene. So if you have any recruiting questions, concerns, transfer portal, that's your guy, dude. This dude be sending me Instagram pictures of like fucking 3-star athletes committing to their teams and shit. Ervin be tapped in, man. So he definitely knows the NFL draft, and he's one of the dudes I always look to gain some knowledge about the NFL draft and about college football prospects. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, because we just had the first round of the NFL draft. And Eddie, we talked about it for the last few weeks, dude. Like, this is just an unknown commodity. Like, we took part in a mock draft online as well with some other podcasts, and everybody had different consensus as to what was going to happen. So I'm not necessarily shocked at what happened with the NFL draft tonight in the first round, because there was a lot of head scratching picks and stuff. And I think that kind of just represented what we thought, you know. But before we get to all that, how y'all doing tonight? Ben, how you doing tonight?
Nice. Can't complain.
Eddie?
Enjoyed being back to APR.
Hell yeah. We're glad to have
Welcome
Welcome back.
USFL. Who cares about that?
Oh, man, USFL has been a fucking...
Dude, I'm making money off the USFL. That's bad football. It's easy money making.
It actually is easy to bet for sure, but it is a little different. Eddie, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Raiders didn't fuck up my draft, so I don't have to worry about shit tonight. Let's party.
And Ervin, your team didn't have a first round pick either, but your team drafts a little better than the Raiders do. How you doing tonight?
Hey, that's fine. I'm good. We got Russell Wilson. Ain't no complaints.
Russell Wilson to win 9 games. Let's go.
Okay. How much you would have bet they win more than 9 games?
Hey, that's a good year for the Broncos. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Not lying.
I'm ready for
After
this.
the last few, he's not lying.
I'm ready. Well, I mean, Denver's they got hit with some bad luck too, with a lot of injuries, but that's part of the game, unfortunately. But let's go through the first round tonight, and kind of really let's touch on this as to like who you guys thought. Let's go through winners first. So Ervin, who did you think came out tonight as winners?
The New York Jets is one of my winners.
Yep.
Probably my top winner of the first round. They got Well, most big boards had all three of their picks inside the top 50, top 20 overall players. So
Yeah. No, I loved what they did. I'm not a big Garrett Wilson guy. I think that I'm not saying he's bad. I like what he did at Ohio State, but I definitely think that Drake London is a better wide receiver than him. And I think that there was some wide receivers like Jameson Williams. I probably put him over Garrett Wilson too. So that could have been a reach, but obviously New York needed a wide receiver. Are you guys shocked they didn't trade for Debo?
Mm,
well, I wouldn't say that because Lynch said he's not available as of right now. So you can't trade for somebody that's not available. But yeah, I had Wilson number 3 because I had Jameson 2, even with the injury, because that dude is a game breaker.
Yep.
So,
He's
and
yeah.
nice.
yeah,
Now, what I feel like Wilson was just like the safer of the two options, right? Like the Jets were just needing someone to be productive, and Wilson would probably be a guy you could plug in next year and have some production, just so the fan base can get off their back a little bit. That's the only reason, in my opinion, I think Wilson goes 10. Um, but I mean, I agree. I think what the Jets did was fantastic, even moving back into the first round, pick up Johnson, who a lot of people, like you said, had in the top 20, top 10 on some boards. So uh, yeah, I like the Jets as a winner for sure. Another team that didn't do anything and won, in my opinion, is the Steelers. Like they didn't have to move up, and they got the guy they wanted from the beginning. Right? You get Pickett with the 20th pick. You don't have to trade anybody. They were talking about moving to the 10th pick, moving up to the 12th pick, but didn't even have to. We just fell right to him. So
Was that a good pick
kudos to
though?
them.
Because I mean, dude, he has small hands, and I know we
Tremendous
like to
small
joke
hands,
about
man.
small hands all the time, but dude, like literally the only quarterback that's ever been successful that has his size hands is Michael Vick, and he's not Michael Vick. You know what I
No,
mean?
I mean he's not in the fucking circus, dude. He's not a carny.
Yeah,
You
but
know
I
what I'm
mean,
didn't
like
saying?
the
Like,
small hands thing, like we can joke all you want about it, but it's real, dude. Like it
he's
exists.
used to the weather, playing in
didn't Pen,
Pitt.
Yeah,
didn't
but
Pennington have small hands? He played in New York.
oh yeah, Chad Penny. You want to? That's who you want to mark your career next
No,
to,
but I'm
dude. Is
no, I'm
Chad
saying he
Pennington.
had he had a
He
he had a
played.
he had a decent career. He
Okay, but
wasn't
like, dude,
great.
you want to trade? You want to trade a you want to draft a first round draft pick because it could be Chad Pennington because he like
I'm just saying. You mentioned small hands, bro. I'm just throwing out a quarterback that had a pretty lengthy career and has small hands.
Right.
but that's what I'm
Hey,
saying. Like, but a first round pick though, Irving.
they
No,
need a
I
quarterback.
already told you who I would take in the first round. It was Willis, Corral, and Sam Howell.
That's
I did
it.
not like Pickett in the first round at all, but
Yeah,
all it takes is for one team to love you.
Yep.
That's all it takes.
Right.
that was like a ticket seller pick in my opinion. Like that's like, oh,
Yeah.
let's get the hometown kid. You know what I mean? Just like
Well,
Detroit.
you seen what I posted in the group? They passed on Marino. They couldn't pass on Pickett.
Now we're comparing Pickett to Marino. All right,
But just say, hey,
Pennington
they
to
needed a
Marino.
quarterback, right? And this draft stinks for quarterbacks. So in their opinion, he was the best one available, I guess. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I
like
you got to roll with it.
the one thing about the draft is like we truly don't know anything. Like we just have opinions at this point, and
Right.
then we'll be proving whether we're right or wrong based on those opinions. Because like we see this every year, like a team reaches for a guy, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but that's how you'll be judged on this draft. Eddie, who's your winners?
Yeah, I mean, for like you said, the Jets was definitely a winner in my opinion. The Steelers, I thought they got their guy at least. Um, I mean, everybody else, like I think that the Texans actually did a little bit of something that I thought they'd go offensive line with their first pick. I'm glad they didn't, to be honest with you. Like they have so many holes. It's about taking like the best player at certain positions. You know what I mean? Maybe taking the corner in the third pick. His name's like leaving me at the moment. I can't
Stingley
remember.
Jr.
Thank you, Stingley. Maybe he's not like what everyone thought would be a third pick, but as a corner, it's like him and Sauce Gardner, right? They knew
Well,
they weren't going to get Gardner later, and they liked him more. They get the best position player available at the time. I just think it's smart drafting, other than just picking a guy to be safe or, taking a position that everyone needs, like offensive line. It's pretty. Sounds like you can get that later in this draft anyway. I think they picked one up in the 15th pick after trading back. So kind of like what the Texans did, just trying to get the best players available.
Well, Irvin loves Derek Stingley Jr. He's been on Derek Stingley Jr. for the last few years, actually. He actually put me onto him when he was a freshman, and he said this kid's going to be one of the best cornerbacks in the next couple of years. He was kind of rattled with injuries this last year. I thought Sauce kind of overtook him as cornerback one, but I do think that your analysis is still correct in that, Irvin. Obviously, what you saw is Derek Stingley being number one. They also saw as Derek Stingley being cornerback number one. I do think he possesses that cornerback talent, and I do think it was a coin flip between the two. I personally, I would have taken Sauce Gardner, but I mean, Irv, speak to that because I mean, you're a big Derek Stingley guy, dude. You put me onto him.
Yeah, and I made a post in the old group about Sauce. Sauce is like it's not like a big gap between those two. It's kind of like splitting hairs because Sauce has 3 years of amazing tape, didn't allow a touchdown. It's just Stingley's ceiling is just crazy. That's a lockdown corner, all pro. Like he could 4 or 5 years from now be easily the best player in the draft that was selected. So, and then you think about the competition. Like Stingley had to guard Chase, Justin Jefferson, and what's the name in practice every day.
Yo,
And he had to go up against Bama. The SEC was loaded with wide receivers that year. So, and the
tell
craziest
me.
thing was he wasn't All American. He wasn't All SEC his freshman year. So I had to go, even though the injuries can play a part. I just had to give it to Stingley because his freshman tape was amazing. Like that's one of the best tapes I ever watched. Like Aaron Donald level, and Dominic and Sue. So I get it
High
why
praise,
he
man.
I get it why he went so high and Sauce went right after him, but yeah, those two are like pretty even. The only thing I would say with Sauce is like what's the guy on ESPN? He's like handsy, so he can't be getting too free with the hands in NFL because they love calling those ticky tack holdings and pass interferences. So if he works on that, then he'll be fine. He kind of remind me of Jalen Ramsey because Jalen Ramsey was super handsy when he first came out, and Jacksonville broke him down and got him together. So I think his player comparison could probably end up being a Jalen Ramsey if he does reach his ceiling. Now
That's not a bad
Stingley,
player comparison.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
not, it's not, it's not a bad comparison. Now Stingley could be all time great.
Yeah, he
So
could be Dion,
yeah,
Patrick
so
Peterson. Yeah, he could be on
yeah,
that. I'm not
yeah,
saying
that's who
Patrick Peterson's
that's who
on
he
Dion's
reminded me
level. I'm
of when
just
I
saying.
used to watch his tape. He reminded me of Patrick Peterson a lot. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean Patrick Peterson was like consensus best cornerback when he came out. I mean he was
yeah,
generational.
yeah.
Though
It wasn't close, but you got two really good corners this draft. So I
that's
like them
true.
both. I just like my boy Stingley a little better.
I feel it. Ben, what's your who's your winners?
All right. I mean, definitely agree with you guys. I think Jets were definitely the biggest on the board here, but I'm also going to go with the New York Giants, addressing both sides of the ball here. With the 5th and 7th pick, you've got Tuberdo and you've got Evan Neal, who are going to be starters. Going into New York, and they needed to do something to protect Danny Dimes. And is this going to be the answer to make them a competitive team? No, probably not. But they went in and they addressed two major holes that they had on both sides of the ball. So I thought that was a good pick. And having the 5th and 7th pick, I probably would have flipped those, Tuberdo and Neal. But I don't think you would have had, to worry about, Carolina taking either of them, because they had Akeem as their kind of number one guy. So
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. I thought the Giants had a great draft too. Honestly, it feels like Dave Gettleman is still their GM because this is like the kind of draft that he would have, dude. And it makes sense, dude. You have to win in the trenches, dude. So they went defensive end. Kayvon Thibodeau, I thought, and I think Irvin would agree with me on this, having watched him a lot. I mean, physically, probably the most gifted player in the draft, athletically and physically. I think he was the most gifted. But there's definitely questions about his motor, and because he took a lot of plays off last year.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge concern. And I think that's why he fell to 5. Because if that wasn't the concern, he easily would have been number 1. He was number 1 consensus going into last year, right?
mm.
I love what the Giants did, dude. I thought Evan Neal was arguably the best tackle in the draft, Ervin, especially because he can play guard and tackle, and he played both sides of the line.
Yeah.
So he could play everywhere, and I thought that was a huge win for the Giants. If I was going to give any pushback to the Giants, it would definitely be the fact that, like, they didn't pick up Daniel Jones's fifth-year option, so they're not going forward with Daniel Jones. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, so what happens if they build this team around him, right? And they get him a tackle, right? They get him Kayvon Thibodeaux. What happens if this team does well? Then what do you do with Daniel Jones? Then you have a Kirk Cousins situation on your hands with Washington.
But then they might, the second round they could get Corral, they could get Hal, they could get Willis.
Great point.
Got what, 4th pick?
Yeah, they got the fourth pick in the second round. Then next year, I know it's way too early, but you got Stroud.
But they're not going to be drafting that high next year, dude. Because
you don't think so?
Nah, because of the players they drafted this year.
They still got Daniel Jones, so they still stink.
Yeah, but I mean, they played a shitty division, dude.
Those two are probably worth like 1 or 2 more wins, maybe.
And they got arguably the best coach available in the offseason in Brian Daboll.
Yeah, but he has Daniel Jones.
Right. That's what I mean. I don't think this is like, I don't think they drafted this year for this year.
Yeah,
like,
I think they're drafting
for next year.
I think the fact we didn't. I'm sorry. I think the fact we didn't see a lot of we only saw one quarterback taken in the first round. I think the fact we saw one quarterback is because everybody's there. They agree with all of us that next year is the quarterback draft. I mean, only one team is going to suck enough, or 2 teams are going to suck enough to get Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Like, the Falcons are going to be one of those teams. You know what I mean? That's why they're stacking up on talent for their quarterback to come into. You know what I mean?
The Giants could be one of them though, because remember reports they shopping Kadarius Toney. That's a first-round wide receiver.
True.
They didn't pick up their quarterback's 5th-year option. The Panthers could be. So it's like realistically, it's gonna be like 4 or 5 teams really dying for a quarterback next year. So
and you could still get a great quarterback in the second round this year, dude.
Yeah. Now if they draft one of like Willis, Corral, or Sam Howell in the second round, then that's what they're drafting for. Then that totally changes things for next year.
That's facts.
Yep.
My biggest winner this year is the Atlanta Falcons. Like, I think having Drake London and Kyle Pitts going forward, I think that is a nasty 1-2 combination. Like, I'm talking elite level offensive production.
It's got to be next year.
Yeah, they didn't do it for this
not
year.
This upcoming year, but next year.
No, they didn't.
No, Mariota's a capable quarterback. He's not gonna get him to the playoffs, but they're gonna put up some numbers for sure with him.
Yeah, and they definitely made this decision knowing damn well, because they obviously traded Matt Ryan, knowing damn well you draft a quarterback next year first round, or even they draft a quarterback second round this year, and they have
11th pick tomorrow. You
give him some weapons around him already. It makes his job that much easier, right, going forward. So I absolutely love what the fucking Atlanta Falcons did. I also loved what Carolina did, taking Ikme number 6. I thought they were going to reach for a quarterback there because I thought the owner was going to overrule him, but that was a great pick, Irv.
Yeah, Icky is nice. He was my number 1 tackle.
Yeah, he was the number 1 offensive lineman on my board as well. So I thought they had a great draft there. But I agree with all of you guys. I think all those were winners. I think Irv stole the Jets first, so
yeah,
I think we always gonna have them as a winner. The losers,
they're number 1. I think then everyone's
they got 3 top 15 players, bro. Like,
I thought they did a great. I thought they had the best draft for sure.
It's like the first time in 20 years, I think you can be like, yeah, Jets did something good.
The Jets did not jet.
Right.
They GM saved his job tonight. He gonna get an extension off this draft.
Right.
Well, hopefully the players end up being as good as we think they will. All right, but let's go through our losers. Ervin, who's your losers of the draft?
The first round I have 2. I got the Saints. I don't like what they did. That tackle that they drafted, I had them going like early second, and they reached like no other for Chris Olave. So I got them as a loser. And the Packers. What the fuck is wrong with the Packers?
What are they doing, dude? Oh my god!
Nakobe Dean's still on the board.
Yeah, you traded hands down. I can't. I hate the Raiders. Fuck the Raiders, but you traded the best wideout in the league. And had 2 first-round picks and didn't draft a wide receiver.
They're so bad.
And they didn't sign one. They let Scantling go. They didn't pick up nobody else. and they didn't draft one.
Well, I think it's good that they didn't reach for a wide receiver though, because Sky Moore
They
is
should have
still on the board.
traded, dude.
No, they
Sky,
didn't.
Sky,
No, they would.
Sky Moore could be the best wide receiver in this draft, and he's
Yeah,
still available.
but Sky Moore was worth the 22nd,
Oh, for
and
sure.
definitely was worth the
29th, right?
28th.
28th, the 28th
28th.
pick. Now they got a question mark with the linebacker because I thought Dean was a way better linebacker.
Way
but,
better, dude. What are they
but-
doing, dog?
but Walker, I guess Walker has a higher ceiling, but that Devontae Wyatt pick could be a nice pick, but bro, just looking at the team, what they lost and what they needed, they didn't even go edge. They could have went with George right before the Chiefs got
Bro.
him. So
Ervin, I
yeah.
gotta ask you this question because I think you'll be able to answer this the best. Why is there this obsession with NFL GMs to like take teams that make the national championships game? Like, why do they have to draft all their players, dude, in the first two rounds, dude?
Because everybody like, I don't know, that's the last game people see, so that's what's fresh in their mind.
Right.
Because some scouts don't really put too much into the combines, the pro days. They want to go off of tape and stuff like that. So if you got two teams in the national championship damn near every year like Alabama, you're gonna think those players are gonna have a higher chance of panning out because they basically are playing right a step below being in the NFL. That's my only logic behind it because they're playing at the highest level in college football. So you think they're going to be at the highest level in NFL, especially if they're one of the best players on that given squad.
Right.
So that's probably what I'm thinking. But man, yeah, some of these first rounders for Georgia, like Walker, him going first round and the safety, he was a borderline first round. That's basically the second round. So
yeah,
seeing I can't be too mad at that pick. I like that. That could be a solid pick for the Vikings, but I definitely didn't see Walker going top 25, and I definitely didn't see Wyatt going in the first round. But
I thought Wyatt would go first round, but I want to open up the floor to this question right here because I noticed this during this year's draft is that, and you kind of mentioned it just now, Irving, is that like a lot of scouts and mock drafters and quote unquote experts, they look at tape and they see like, okay, this guy produced at a high level, right? He produced, he has the numbers, right? And then there's also scouts in the Trayvon Walker pick, for example, is like, okay, this guy has high expectations, like he has the physical attributes to be great. Like, where's the lineup between that? Because Aiden Hutchinson was drafted because of what he was able to do last year, right? But you turn on the Georgia tape against a NFL caliber offensive line, and he was trash. He didn't do anything until the game was completely out of hand. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do we balance out these between the film and the physical attributes of these players?
I'll let Eddie and Ben go first.
Let's say
I'll
if
go
you
last.
if you could figure that out, dude, we'd all be GMs in the NFL. You know
Well, I
what I'm
should be a
saying?
GM.
Like that's the universal question. It's like, what do you hold to a higher standard, right? Like if there was one for sure answer, then there would be no need for all these draft previews, draft shows. Everyone would already know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if like I feel like more it has to do with the caliber of players that you're playing against leading up to the NFL, right? Like I think that's to answer your question about why they're taking the national title game. Like at the end of the day, those are the best, the most talent that they're going to see, right? So that's the only real.
Yeah, but in that aspect, like, why was Aiden Hutchinson considered the number one overall player when
overall pick,
the best team he played, he was basically non-existent until the game was completely out of hand.
Yeah, I mean that's because splashy player.
Because
right?
if you guys don't remember, remember Manti Te'o?
Yeah, he was
like
remember his girlfriend.
Yeah, he was like the best player. He was going to be like number one overall, and then he played Alabama, and he was like a no-show. Like,
he was terrible. That made him default to the second round. So I guess the performance can't be that terrible. Now, Hutchinson did flash a couple of times against Georgia, but like you said, the game was out of hand. I think with scouts doing what GMs do, they're not going to take one game and throw out tape over a whole year or a whole or 2 years of production because Hutchinson was a monster against certain teams. Like he single-handedly took over the Ohio State
Yeah.
game. He
Well,
killed.
how
I know,
good
but
was Ohio State's offensive line, Irving?
yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't that great, but I'm saying the dude had 4.5 sacks, damn near 5. He killed it in the Big Ten championship. So they basically, what I would say, they're not going to take one game as a one-off and be like, oh, this guy's not going to make it in NFL, even though that might be a future, a heads up for the future. But I think they'd rather take the gamble on him being the player that he was those other 13 games and not just be like, okay, he was trash versus Georgia. They have an NFL offensive line. He's not going to be any good in the league. So they got to give him a chance based on his ceiling. Now, do I think Aiden Hutchinson is going to be really good? No, but that's probably the reason why they drafted him as high as they did, because what he showed on tape is what he could possibly be in the NFL. So it just
Yeah.
depends on.
As you can tell, me and Irvin have had many conversations about Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, so
Well,
I
yeah.
don't.
I'm not a huge fan of
Yeah,
him
so
being the number 2 pick either. So
he could be like a TJ Watt, or he could be a Cleveland Farrell. You just got to roll the dice. Now
Yep.
you
Right.
hoping that
Like, but
he's. Go
yeah,
ahead.
what would you like if this was like a normal draft, year? Not this. This is like I feel this is a one-off draft
Yeah,
class,
it's a
right?
one-off
It's
draft.
very strange,
Mhm.
like not like the top tier. Where does Hutchinson go in like a normal draft year, though? I think, in my opinion, he's like late first, early second,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, I think he would have been like anywhere from the 15 to 25 to the second round, because
Right.
he does have a production. I just don't like his intangibles.
I think in normal, like if cornerback was a little bit more valued, I think we would have seen Stingley and Ahmad Gardner going 1 and 2. You know what I mean? I think they're the 2 best players in the draft, and they both happen to be quarterbacks. But it's just not as valued as getting after the quarterback or a guy that protects the quarterback. Like, those are the most valued positions.
Yeah, this offseason, like, structured NFL, it's quarterback, offensive line, wide receiver, because wide receiver
getting after the quarterback is I think that's the second most important thing.
Yeah, that's the second most important, but wide receivers broke the bank this offseason, and they're gonna continue to break the bank because Brown just got $25 million. So I think Debo might get the same amount.
Oh,
Christian Kirk fucked it up for everybody.
Dude, Christian Kirk.
Yeah, but Christian Kirk doesn't have that much guaranteed money, though. He doesn't have that much guaranteed. He only has like 1 year guaranteed.
It's not a lot guaranteed.
It's the number.
It's just the number. Like, he didn't deserve that contract at all.
As a Cardinals fan, I'm telling you, that man ain't worth like $10 million a year. So
other GMs around the league are like, pick up the phone like, Balky, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, I know they have money to spend, but damn.
Right, and they pay Zay Jones $30 million, who was out of the league like last year. Like,
yeah, but the thing about being Jacksonville is you have to overpay for free agents, because I'm not sure.
Because what's the name said it best? Yeah, they had to overpay because they're terrible.
Yeah, it's a terrible tax. Oh, dude. I want to go to Jacksonville, dude. Like, that's the place I want to go play.
Right, it's that terrible tax. Like, every bad franchise knows is a terrible tax. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay extra millions because your team stinks.
Yeah, but as far as getting after the quarterback, this was a draft for that, because a lot of edge guys went first round this year.
A lot of edge guys for sure. All right, who's the losers of the draft, Ben?
I'm gonna go with the Patriots, picking up Cole Strange at number 29.
That's a total fucking Bill Belichick pick, dude.
Yeah. Exactly. I thought they could have used a lot of more offensive firepower. I mean, the guys that they have, are good, but you don't have that. In my eyes, you don't have that number 1 wide receiver. You don't have that.
I thought they would have got Sky Moore, honestly.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck? Yeah. I thought they were gonna take him at 21 when they had that pick.
Yeah, dude. That's who I thought they was targeting. But yeah, they did a strange pick.
Yeah. and to trade up to get that pick it just kind of surprises me there. Overall ranking of 77 is not a someone that you take in the first 30 picks there.
That's terrible.
It does fill a need that they had, but you can get that in the second round.
So he could have got him in the second round.
Yeah,
or third. Got him in the third or fourth round.
That reminded me of when Seattle drafted Penny, Rashad Penny.
Rashad Penny's nice though when he's healthy.
Yeah,
Jordan, what
never
did you
healthy,
just
though.
say?
I said
You
Rashad
got
Never
Penny
healthy.
is nice when he's healthy.
you got on me about Solomon Thomas, and he's been underperformed, but he has a way better career than Rashad Penny.
Nah, Rashad Penny was a leading rusher in the NFL last year before he got hurt.
But he's always hurt.
Well,
I mean,
exactly.
dude, that's what I'm
You
saying.
can't,
Like,
you can't do anything on the bench.
I
The
get that,
best-
He's
dude,
been
but
hurt
like,
for the last 3 years?
I
2
get
years?
that, but
best-
you can't
the
draft a
best
guy being like,
ability
okay, he's gonna be hurt.
His availability. The
Yep.
best ability is availability. And
Mm.
Rashad Penny should have never been a first round pick.
Maybe not, but I had him very high, dude. I thought he was one of the better running backs in that draft. I'm also very biased towards the West Coast, if y'all haven't noticed. So,
Right.
He was a beast at San Diego State, but nah, he wasn't a first round pick.
I'll take West Coast guys over anybody else all day.
I get it.
Drake Jackson is still on the board, by the way, and he might honestly be the best edge rusher in this draft. Never mind you, he went to USC, but even besides that, he
Yeah,
might be
that's
the
why he's
best.
the best edge rusher.
No,
Right,
that's
right,
Irvin.
yeah.
Irvin, he may be the best edge rusher in this draft.
He has a good ceiling, but
He
he's
had a
gonna be
shitty
more of
coaching staff, dude.
I don't know what the hell made him think to turn him into an outside linebacker. He would have been a better off as a 3 or a 5 technique and 280 pounds. So
See,
he does have a high ceiling, but I'm not gonna go best edge rusher in the draft. He could
Nah.
probably be a top 3, top 4 guy, but he
Bro,
can end up having a
remember
really
that
good
name,
career.
Drake Jackson. In 2 years,
Yeah.
when he's outperforming all these other dudes, y'all remember who?
I think
Oh, I
Drake.
thought you were
Jack-
gonna say when he was out selling car insurance. I was like,
I
oh yeah,
think-
yeah, I remember.
I think Drake gonna be a monster. There's one team I don't want him to go to. I don't want him to go to the Raiders, and I don't want him to go to the Chargers. The Chiefs, they usually trade their defensive guys. So if the Chiefs get on, I know he's not gonna be with the Chiefs in 2 or 3 years. So, but yeah, I don't want him in my division at all.
Eddie, what's your losers?
I mean, we kind of already covered it. I was just the Packers. Like I could talk about it all night. That's the dumbest. I mean, they're the dumbest organization in football. But yet they've had Aaron Rodgers, so it's like a band-aid for like how stupid their front office is.
Well,
It every year it pisses me off, and this year's even worse. Like
Bro,
you mentioned, you trade the best receiver in the world. You have 2 picks. You can't move up to get a receiver. Like the Saints traded away picks to pick a guy they
there's
probably
still
could have
good
got
wide receivers left in this draft, though.
yeah, it's still good ones, but they needed a guy that could stretch the field like a low key game breaker. And
I mean,
all those,
Irv,
right.
they
only one that's left, honestly, is Sky Moore. And do you see him trading up to get him?
but
No.
Irv, remember they drafted Devontae Adams in the 3rd round.
No, he was a second round.
Second round. Sorry,
was
second
like-
round.
I think he was like a top, like first 5 off the board in the 2nd round. Now they could get the dude from Baylor. He's fast, but I didn't see anything on tape to make him think that he's gonna be really good
What
at
about
the next
that
level.
kid from Purdue?
They'll get a kicker in the 2nd round, dude.
Nah.
Like
Well, I
they
mean,
just- they're
I was gonna
stupid.
say, Eddie, like a lot of people talk shit about the Green Bay Packers draft picks, but I mean, AJ Dillon was a great draft pick, and
Yeah, but
he gonna show it this year, especially
you
Jordan,
have
they
Aaron
haven't-
Jones already. I've said
Jordan,
this a million
they haven't
times.
drafted a wide receiver in the first
Javon
round
Walker, dude.
since 2002. You know how old I was
well,
in 2002?
Well, when MVS
Well,
Raiders
was,
were good in 2002. That's how long
Exactly.
ago
See?
this was, dude.
Yeah, but they've always had good wide receivers, so I mean, you're
I know,
gonna
because
follow
they
your
usually get them in
pattern.
the 2nd round. I get it. Okay, but
But
you can't keep living off of
When
drafting wideouts in
MVS
the
when
2nd round.
MVS is a Pro Bowler this year, I want y'all to remember, and they let
He
him
won't
walk,
be.
dude. Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
He will be. He will be a
I
Pro
He
think
Bowler.
won't be.
I think he's going to be good, but I don't think he's going to be a Pro Bowler. He's going to
No.
definitely have 1,000 yards and probably 10 touchdowns because he's going to be Mahomes' deep threat. But
He's gonna be a Pro Bowler.
nah,
No.
I don't-
If
yeah,
he
He's
could
gonna
be
put a
all
safety
night.
on MVS and cover him. Dude.
He's
He's
gonna-
Tyreek Hill.
He's going to be an alternate. There you go.
We'll see. We'll see. Irvin,
Yeah,
what's your
Packers
losers of
stink.
the draft?
My steal of the draft so far.
No, losers. Did I ask you
Oh,
already?
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
you
I
started
did.
with the
Oh
Packers.
shit.
I did the Packers and the Saints.
My loser of the draft is the fucking Arizona Cardinals. Let me tell y'all, they traded 23 for fucking Hollywood Brown, and then like 2 minutes
That's a
later, AJ Brown gets traded for 18. It's like, bro, you couldn't make a trade for AJ Brown. You picked up Hollywood Brown instead. We traded for the wrong Brown.
Well,
Yeah, you coulda
Kingsbury
gave
said today that they made that trade fucking months ago. Like that trade's been done for a while. and they were just waiting to see if that pick was still available at the draft day. But that trade's been done for a hot minute. Dude. Hollywood Brown asked for a trade the minute the season ended.
That is Kyler Boy.
Yeah, they went to college together. I think it's a good trade, dude. To be honest,
Roommates. Yeah, I think that could be. They lost Kirk, so he could definitely be their downfield threat.
right?
Well,
And
Kirk
they
wasn't no
stunk when all their
downfield threat.
receivers got
Trust
hurt.
me.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
fool is not a downfield threat. That's what I'm
He
saying.
could have
like,
been if Lamar Jackson could hit him within fucking 10, throw a ball within
no,
10
no. I'm
yards.
saying Christian Kirk is not a downfield threat.
No, but he was fast though.
He was their downfield threat.
Nah,
though.
Rondale Moore was their downfield threat. That's what changed when he got hurt.
Oh yeah, exactly.
They
I'm
got a
saying.
Great 1-2 punch now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
great.
think Hollywood.
I mean,
Brown's a good punch.
they're not asking Hollywood Brown to be their number one wide receiver, and I think having him and Rondale Moore could benefit them. But I'd still rather have AJ Brown. You know what I mean?
Didn't y'all bring AJ Green back too?
I mean, fuck that guy, dude. He
just got to stay healthy.
He was trash in the fucking playoffs last year.
The whole team was trash.
Your whole team was
yeah,
trash.
but he
You
literally
can't
fucking like stopped in the middle of a route, dude. Like, I'm sorry.
Kyler threw a 3-yard pick six.
It did try to tackle him. I'm just saying.
What was Kyler supposed to do?
Like,
What was Kyler supposed to do? Like, come
I
on,
think
man.
the Cardinals would be all right. I just honestly thought y'all could have. Y'all could have. Damn, y'all could have AJ Brown, bro.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
were
saying.
they going to pay him though? Because look at the deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just got 100
4-year,
million.
$100 million. I know it's only like 57 guaranteed or whatever, but like, I don't think the Cardinals could have afforded it, to be honest.
Yeah, the Eagles couldn't afford it.
No. All right, Ervin, best available left.
Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Gotta go Malik. I like Drake Jackson. I like the kid from damn, his name he's damn, I can't think of his name.
Who? What team?
She's a the cornerback from Booth, the kid from Clemson. I like him.
Oh yeah, Booth. Yeah.
That's 3. I could probably do a top 5. Mike Corral, he's still on the board. Who else is N'Kobe Dean?
N'Kobe Dean is still on the board, dude.
Yeah.
How the fuck is that possible?
How is he still on the board?
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Packers had 2 first-round picks.
Bernard Raymond, too, offensive tackle out of Central Michigan. Why the fuck is he still on there?
Bryce Hall.
Bryce Hall is definitely going to be the first. I thought he was going to be the first running back taken regardless. I didn't think he was going to go first round, though. I do think he's going to be the first quarterback. Running back.
Boy Mafe, the defensive end from outside linebacker from Minnesota.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of talent still up on the board.
There definitely is.
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker is still up there. Also that fucking wide receiver out of Michigan.
Yeah, from North Dakota State.
Taylor.
That Watson is still on the board too.
There's a lot of good players still left. The second round is gonna be very interesting. Anything else y'all want to add? Or hold on, let's go through our teams.
So.
All 3 of your teams didn't have a first round pick. My team did have a first round pick. Didn't even make a selection, but what's your thoughts on your Broncos?
With the 9th overall pick, the Broncos select Russell Wilson.
No.
Oh no, I think we go edge for our first pick. Hopefully, my dream pick is still around. My boy from Michigan, Ojabo, but I think he's gonna be gone before we select. I think we at the tail end of the second. So
y'all need depth though, bad.
We definitely going edge.
Y'all need depth in wide receivers because your wide receivers don't stay healthy. You need depth in.
We got 2 third rounders and 2 4s. So I think we definitely gonna draft a wideout before it's over. I would like to get old boy from North Dakota State. I like him.
Yeah, he's nice.
Watson, I like him. Hopefully he is around in the 3rd round. But I think we go edge our first. Or we could go offensive line, but I'm thinking we go more edge. Can't never have too many pass rushers.
Absolutely not. Eddie, Raiders.
Yeah, just linebacker and line, dude. Like they need to build from the inside now. They've got weapons on the outside offensively. Secondary's all right. And then offensive line. We still need to probably get a right tackle, possibly. Plus the changing of the pass blocking system. less of a zone blocking, more of a power blocking. So I think we can go offensive line, defensive line, linebacker. That's my dream selections that we're making. But they'll probably take something like a running back or something just to piss me off.
Benjamin, the Niners.
We need a cornerback. We need help in our secondary. So I think that's where we'll be going. I don't know with that 20th pick in the second round what really is going to be left. I don't think we get Booth from Clemson. I don't think we get Kyler Gordon from Washington. You know, that leaves us with Roger McCreary from Auburn. Maybe if he's still there.
And then you got the kid from Bama too. He's still on the board.
What about that dude? What about that corner from Baylor? Did he already go?
Nah, he's still on the board too.
He gonna be gone pretty soon though.
Yeah.
Is he on the board? I don't see him listed. Oh yeah.
No, he's
Keldon
up there.
Barnes.
Yeah. No, he's not Barnes. It's damn, what the fuck's his name, bro?
Didn't he run like a 4.32 or some shit like that?
Yeah, he's super nice, dude. I'd have him over Gordon, to be honest. Oh my god, he should have gone in the first round. What the fuck's his name? Oh my god. It's
I'll look it up.
When you tell me
Jalen Petrie.
Yeah, Petrie, the Petrie dish. Yeah, nah, he's nice as fuck, dude. He should have gone. I would have taken him over the kid from Florida, to be honest.
Yeah, I was surprised he went first round, honestly.
Yeah, that was a weird ass draft pick. As far as the Cardinals are concerned, they still need to address the offensive line. So we'll keep in touch with that as we move forward in the draft. Oh man, Steve Keim, dude, every year just does some fucking crazy shit. I don't understand.
Good thing you got Kyler.
Yeah, I mean Kyler
Yeah,
makes
you'll
things,
like it.
Kyler makes things happen. You know, it is what it is. What, dude, Debo Samuel though. Before we get out of here, I gotta mention, like, there was a rumor, or there was reports saying that the Jets offered pick number 10 for him, and the Niners turned it down. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Him.
No,
I don't think they actually offered it.
That would, they said, I don't know what reporter it was, but
I read the report the other way, that the Niners asked for pick 10 and the Jets rejected it.
Well, if the Jets did that, then kudos to them, because I was like, bro, the Jets would offer pick 10 for Debo and pay him $20 million. Like, that's what the Jets would do, dude.
Yeah. I mean, every receiver that said they wanted to get paid has gotten paid, except for Debo, basically. So, like, there must be something there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, but we've offered him 20.
Right. He just doesn't want to play in San Francisco.
That, and he doesn't want to play. I mean, there's a couple of reasons.
Yeah, you don't want to play running back no more. You want to be more.
But that's what makes him good.
Yeah, that's the problem, Eddie. That's what we talked about last week. We even said it. Like, that's what makes him very. That's what makes him.
That's what makes Debo.
Debo is like.
But I think one of the major things is the death threats, like how the fan base attacked his family and the kid. That was super duper uncalled for. So I think that's
fucking Niners are shitty ass fans, Ervin.
Yeah. So that was
shitty ass fan base.
Another big reason why he don't want to be there, because I think they just upped the offer to like 23 or 24. So
Jesus, and he still don't want to. He still don't want to sign it.
I think he just they got some mending to do, but hopefully they can work it out. But
Ben, you better go hop on that.
I'll be right on it. Yeah,
you need to negotiate there.
Right. They're gonna call Ben to fucking negotiate that one, dude.
Yeah. Arbitrate Ben.
Him making all pro
Niners
change
fans
things
are racist. So.
Yeah, but I think him being all pro and doing what he did kind of complicated things.
Yeah.
Because the Niners are going to have to,
bro.
They're going to have to bend to the stick a little bit with him.
Yeah. And there's, I think, a big problem with the California taxes too. He makes 24 million here. He's only putting, 12 to 15 in his bank. So
yeah,
you
but
go
you still
somewhere
live in
else that doesn't have-
California, so
Yeah, if you don't,
it's
if you go
obviously
somewhere else
worth
that doesn't
it,
have the
dude.
crazy taxes, then you're putting 17 to 20 of that 24 million into your bank.
True.
I'll take
It's-
12 million in California over 20 million in Cincinnati. I'll tell you that much, dude.
It's ways around our tax system. A lot of people don't know it, but it's ways around that.
Yeah, give me California all day, bro. I'll pay the extra taxes. I don't give a fuck.
You see what Lincoln Riley did.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, dude, there's no better place in the world to live than California, man. The Bay Area got the best weather in the planet. Or if you live on the LA coast. Sorry,
fifth largest economy in the world.
you know what I mean? Like,
We
California
kept
is
the
the place
country
to
going. We kept the country going through the pandemic.
Irvin, where are you located? Where are you at?
I'm in Torrance now, but originally I'm from South Central LA.
Okay. So SoCal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Big Dodgers fan, Ben. Irvin right here. Big Lakers
Sorry.
fan.
I'm
You can
really
apologize
sorry
to him for that,
Well,
for
how
sure.
could y'all? Okay, one
So
down
then how do you
year.
become a Broncos fan? Is this
Because
LA
LA
doesn't
didn't have
any
a football
No,
team.
so this was the way it was growing up. Everybody always asked me that. My dad was a diehard Raiders fan. My mom was a Broncos fan because she loved John Elway. So growing up, I had two choices. I think I became a Bronco fan like 6, 7 years old. Like they lost to the Jaguars. And then I'm like, whew, I made the right decision because then y'all went to the Super Bowl and got your asses destroyed by the Buccaneers. That's like one of the only three times I saw my dad cry. I'm like, damn, Dad, I can't believe they did you like that.
Damn.
These sorry bastards.
Hey,
And
I
then
take that ass whooping over having John Elway as my GM any day. Dude.
Why? He won a
Any
Super
day.
Bowl.
Al Davis was
He
your
didn't win no
GM.
Super Bowl. He
Yes, he
signed
did.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
and
he
created
signed
a-
That's
Peyton
the
fine.
defense.
Manning.
Was,
Yeah.
But
the defense was handed to him. What
but
are you talking about?
the people forget he drafted that whole defense and added DeMarcus Ware.
John Elway stinks, dude.
Nah, John Elway is
Al-
the greatest quarterback I've ever seen with my own two
Ed
eyes.
is a little bitter. Don't worry about him.
Al
and I'm-
Davis.
I have
The
no-
greatest
I have no
quarterback
horse
you've
in the
ever
race
seen in your
either.
life.
Al
I just
Davis.
lost respect for
Al
your
Davis
fucking
was your
quarterback ranking.
GM for how long?
Nah, it's
Nah.
true, dude. I was saying this for years, dude. Like my kids were gonna be saying, "Fuck, why won't Al Davis die?" You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
man.
dude, the end of Al Davis's life, if you like look at that time, it was the most comical like football in the world, dude.
And then once I saw that Taproom game, I'm like, yeah, they not ever win this shit ever. Like
Dude.
honestly,
It's
that
such a
was their
fucking
year, bro.
scam, dude.
That year, that team was actually better than the Super Bowl team.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
Yeah, it was. It was. It definitely was.
100%.
like, damn, I'm glad I made the right decision and roll with moms because
Fuck that Broncos stink, dude.
being a Raiders fan is
Hey Eddie, all bias aside, dude. John Elway is like physically the most gifted quarterback we've
No,
ever seen
he's
since
not.
Patrick
What are you
Mahomes.
talking about?
who is
Bro.
more physically gifted than John Elway?
Yeah, like dude, the dude could do everything. He could make every single throw there. Dude,
He could
he dragged
lose,
some of the
too, a
worst
lot.
teams in the history
Okay,
of the NFL to the Super
every-
Bowl.
Every team he lost to was damn near a dynasty. And they
Yeah,
had
he lost to the
multiple-
Niners, dude.
Still
Like
lost,
in the
dude.
'80s,
Still lost.
bro.
And y'all lost. And you lost to Brad Johnson. So what is
And no, we lost to the defense and the fucking our head coach fucking being on the other side of the field, dude.
Oh
Like,
shit, dude.
It's a little different when
lost
the
to-
team knows
you
your
lost to-
fucking plays.
You lost to Brad Johnson, and then that Ravens game. Who was the Ravens quarterback? That
Trent
game?
You mean the
Dilfer,
greatest
dude.
fucking defense of all time?
Trent Dilfer.
What are you talking
Trent
about?
Dilfer. I
That
don't-
that dime he threw to Shin is sharp, dog.
Oh,
Dude, the
man.
greatest defense in NFL
Oh,
history. If
man.
that's the loss you gotta take, it is what it is.
I
mean,
shit.
Broncos did.
I'm
I'm
dead
pretty sure the
now.
Broncos have the two most lopsided losses in Super Bowl history.
Yeah, they
if
got
I'm
there
not
though.
mistaken.
They won the
That's fine. I
AFC.
wasn't-
Okay,
I
that's
wa- I
great.
wa-
You got
but I
there.
wasn't-
Cool. You lost 52-7 to the fucking whatever it was to the fucking Seahawks. Then
But I wasn't born yet. You had
The
to
Seahawks?
watch.
Oh shit.
You had to.
We're
Oh,
alive for the Seahawks.
no, I was alive for the Seahawks, but that wasn't as bad as the Buccaneers.
Oh, dude, I made so
Wait,
much
we're-
money on
the
that
first play
Seahawks
went
game, by the
fucking 10
way.
yards over Peyton Manning's head.
Yeah, that was a sign of the times. But see, look, we got back. We got back and won the Super Bowl. Y'all haven't been back to. Y'all only been to the playoffs one time since.
No, they went to the
Twice.
playoffs this year, and against the Texans when Derek Carr was MVP runner
Oh,
up.
yeah. He broke his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, snake bitten ass franchise, man. There's nothing you can do about it.
Dude, it's
All
true,
right.
bro.
I
The
mean,
Raiders are cursed, bro.
Yeah, they
for
are. They
real,
like
they are, and they beat Broncos haven't beat them for a while. I mean, I get your animosity.
yeah,
Bro.
you
I understand.
I get it. You paid $100 million to have an undefeated record versus the Broncos. Whoopty doo. Oh, if John Gruden could coach like he did against the Broncos against the rest of the
Nah,
NFL,
he's too busy
y'all
fucking
had a championship.
sending fucking crude ass emails, fucking
That
calling
dude,
people
what the
fucking
fuck was he
racist.
thinking? He should have at least deleted this
This
shit,
is
bro.
why I had to
Like,
get
You would
Ervin on
think.
here, dude. I had to
You
get
would
him
think,
and Eddie to
but
go
no.
head to head.
so
Broncos
Yeah.
versus
I mean, the
Raiders,
Broncos
baby.
just traded for Russell Wilson, which is like the best move they've made in years, and yet they still don't have anyone for him to throw it to.
damn, I can't believe that you don't believe John Elway is one of the most gifted quarterbacks
No,
ever.
Dude, Eddie, I mean Irv, the crazy thing is that Eddie is like super objective behind the scenes, dude. Like he'll be like, "Oh yeah, dude, I really like what the
Yeah,
the
I
Broncos
watched
did,
the one
dude."
podcast where he said Carr was better than Russell Wilson. I'm like, bro,
yes,
like
100%.
what?
Oh yeah, that was
Wait,
one of his worst
just
takes
wait.
of all time.
Just wait.
And then when Jordan tried to worry about breaking off Chandler Jones, he was like, bro, he had like 19. Yeah, but that was like 4 years ago. He had 19 sacks.
He says fucking 2017, he's had the most sacks in the NFL.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
what I said was he had 10 sacks this year, but he had 5.5 in one
Five
game.
in one game.
Right,
So
just
he
wait and
was
see.
he was
When you
he
fucking
was
getting double,
MIA the
triple
rest of
teamed
the
every
that was
game.
the first
Bro,
game of the
he
season, by the
he
way.
wasn't getting double to triple team the whole season, bro. That
When TJ Watt goes out, who else they have to fucking worry about on that defense?
JJ
Nobody.
Watt, but nah,
That's
they
what I
still
meant.
had
My
Watt.
bad.
they still had
But
other guys, dude. That was
Simmons, Hassan Riddick, those are two solid pass rushers.
well, Hassan
It's
Reddick,
just-
that was last year, bro.
I know. I'm just he
but
gone now. You overhype everything Raiders. It's okay.
the only thing I will say in favor of Eddie in that situation is that Vance Joseph, who by the way, or you know Vance Joseph very well.
Yeah, he's a way better defensive coordinator than the head coach.
Yeah, no, he's a fucking dog shit defensive coordinator because he doesn't know how to use Isaiah Simmons or Zaven Collins, dude.
Okay, thing about him is, bro, I don't know, he just don't like rookies, bro. I don't know
He
what
doesn't.
it is.
He really doesn't, dude.
Because
he refuses to play
even when
him.
he was, because even the last year he was our D coordinator, he didn't play Chubb like that. He was forced to play him because John Elway was making calls,
Yep.
telling him get what's the name on the fucking field because it was Bradley Chubb. So that's the only thing about Joseph. He doesn't like rookies for some reason.
But he
Unless
loves
you
those
fucking-
vets.
Yeah, unless you fucking Reggie White or
And Chandler Jones was dog
Yeah.
shit for literally 15th of the season. 1/15. He had a
and he
good
would
game.
not stop playing them. So that's just how it goes with some D coordinators. They got their picks. Some just don't like rookies.
Good luck, Eddie.
Yeah.
Wait, you actually think that Elway's a good GM?
Oh
Nah,
my god,
he
we're
wasn't-
going back to this.
He was
All right.
Okay.
he was only good at drafting everything but a quarterback. But
Yeah,
not being able
Paxton
to draft,
Lynch, dude, he can't even make the USFL.
Or
No,
and receivers,
yeah.
because like Jerry
So-
Judy's not that good.
he didn't draft Jerry Judy. What's the name? Draft Jerry Judy.
Wasn't he still the GM at that time? That was like what, 3 years
Patton.
ago, 2 years ago.
Jerry Judy's good. He just can't stay healthy.
Patton's been
Can't
the
catch the
GM.
ball either.
Nah, he had a couple drops, bro. But let's not act like Jerry
He
Judy.
had like I think he had over double-digit drops. He only played in like 4 games.
Well, I do agree with you in the sense that like
He had
Yeah.
Locke throwing the ball to him.
He had like 3 drops.
That is
bro.
fair.
Let's calm down.
I do agree in the sense that like I think people look at the Denver roster and they're like, "Oh my god, this is such a talented team." And like I don't see like the talented. I think they're talented, Irvin. I just don't think they're as talented as people
They
make
have
it
good
off to
pieces.
be.
I think they have good pieces. Like, on
But I
the
think
offensive
they
side of the
drafted.
ball.
I think they got rid of one of their best weapons in Noah Fant.
I agree with that
No,
too.
No, he was too inconsistent. Oh,
Bro, he's
Albert,
nice.
Albert basically took his spot last year because all Fant did was drop the damn ball. If you want to talk about drops, he had the worst problem with drops on the whole team. So the reason why people look at our weapons and be like, "Damn, we got good weapons," because of the potential. They just got to stay healthy.
I think Patrick's probably your best receiver. He's my favorite of the 3.
Tim Patrick is the most consistent because he's always healthy. But
Yeah. Well, I just think I think he's
If-
like I feel like he's always putting numbers up, even with those shit quarterbacks you've
if
had.
Cortland Sutton can make a Pro Bowl with Trevor Simeon as his quarterback, which way you
That's
think?
fair.
Yeah, but you gotta
what do
stay
you think-
healthy, Irv.
I'm just saying, okay, he was healthy all last year. He was bouncing back from ACL. What do you think he can do
Damn.
with Russell Wilson?
Well, who knows? Because Russell Wilson hasn't been that good the last 2 years.
I would take 25-6 over Drew Lock, Paxton Lynch, Trevor Simeon.
I mean, that's not saying much though.
I mean, yeah, Broncos haven't had a quarterback for the
Hey,
longest
haven't had a
the
time.
Broncos are
quarterback
gonna be
since
better
the
than the
war.
Raiders. That's all I know. Anyways,
Yeah,
That's not gonna happen.
easily gonna be better than the Raiders.
Not even happening.
The
Oh
Raiders
my
go.
God.
Raiders gonna finish in last place. They graded.
We gotta
graded-
kill this show. It's
nah,
delusion
they
talking.
probably will finish in last place though.
Let's
They
be
won't.
real.
I would
mean,
take
they-
the Raiders in
they-
last
they-
place
those-
right now if I had to
Hey,
take
we doing
a
another
team.
10 win bet here.
Dude,
They
easily. That's
they
an easy
two biggest
number.
weaknesses they didn't improve. That
Yeah,
offensive line is
Yeah,
still
they,
dog
they
shit.
still have a chance. They still have
And
a
that-
chance to improve it.
And they got Chandler Jones, but that's not upgrading their whole defense.
Nah, not at all. Chandler Jones is definitely not upgrading nothing. I can tell you that. Whatever y'all had, whatever you guys were running out there last year, you just overpaid for Chandler Jones to do the same thing. But anyways, we gotta get out of here because we've spent way too much time, and it's just been we've gone over time, y'all. We gotta get out of here. Make sure to go to Devour.com or download the Devour app straight to your mobile device and get $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. I'm your host, Jordan. Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Thank you to Ervin for joining us tonight.
Yep.
Raider Eddie, as always, Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson. We will catch y'all later. Y'all have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the NFL draft as well as all the sports coming up this week. MLB, NBA playoffs. I love y'all.
Raiders last place. Let's go.
Not even happening. Broncos ain't even win 7 games.
All
We don't
right,
get to play the fucking Jaguars every week like last
Okay.
year.
let's get it.